We are seeing fallout now from the government shutdown play out at airports across the country. The FAA is already facing a shortage of about 3,000 air traffic controllers who must work without pay. And now the Department of Transportation is reporting an increase in sick calls, causing major delays and causing even greater shortages. Joining us now, Nick Daniels, president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. So, Nick, as we're seeing these big delays happening at airports from Las Vegas to Philadelphia because of short staffing, and as air traffic controllers are working without pay, what are you hearing from controllers about how things are going?
Well, thank you for having me. Hearing all the range of emotions right now, the uncertainty, the stress, the fatigue it's going to cause as the shutdown drags on, and the frustration, which is leading to just anger, being a part of this shutdown that isn't about us, but having to feel the full effects of it day in and day out.
Even before this, as we mentioned, the FAA was already facing a shortage of 3,000 controllers. Now we're seeing some controllers calling out sick. In fact, Burbank Airport had no controllers several hours earlier this week. Your organization released a statement saying, in part, you don't endorse, support, or condone any federal workers participating in or endorsing a coordinated activity that negatively affects flight safety or causes delays. But what do you say to those members who are clearly frustrated and feeling overworked right now?
We are a proud group of individuals who show up to work day in and day out and ensure that people's lives are saved. That important work, we know the weight and the burden that we carry of having to deal with a short staff system, having to work with unreliable equipment, and they go to work every single day and still show up and move the busiest airspace and the over 45,000 planes, 3 million passengers every single day. And what I'm saying to them right now, and what we continue to say is, be the amazing professionals you are. Show up and do your work. And it's not uncommon for a few air traffic controllers to call in sick. We have stringent medical requirements where if I just take a medication, I might be out for 2 or 3 days. What you're getting a front row seat of is how short-staffed we are and how much of a difference 1 or 2 people can make on a daily basis. These delays and these issues happened before in hundreds of facilities, hundreds of times, and now you're getting the front row seat to what we deal with day in and day out.
Should passengers expect delays to get worse?
As the shutdown continues and it drags on, the thing that they can expect to get worse is the fatigue of the air traffic controllers. When you start having to worry about $0 paychecks, and this is where Secretary Duffy, myself, and many others, we share the same concern, is an air traffic controller having to go to work at night or work a day shift, and then when they get off of work, 6 days a week, 10 hours in that day, then they're going to go find a steady stream of income. They're going to go drive for Uber, they're going to do DoorDash, and that's where we really have to worry about the air traffic controllers, is every day that this drags on, the issues that are going to come with it are only going to exacerbate the very stringent requirements we have, and we need to make sure they're protected. And that's why we're saying in this shutdown now, because we don't end shutdowns. Air traffic controllers do not, the politicians do, not us.
Yeah, air traffic controllers have to work without pay. Meantime, you have the House on recess right now during the shutdown. What message do those optics send that the House is currently on recess?
We're looking for the politicians to handle the politics side of it, but understanding that we're caught in the crosshair. We are the rope in this tug of war game that is going on right now. It's not something that we asked for. It's not something we want to be a part of. We want to just do the amazing job the American people deserve on a daily basis and keep them safe, and want to see this shutdown ended today.
Yeah, Nick Daniels, appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.